Hello everyone, Lady De Winter here, and today we are going to be making a project, a table runner. Now, I may not get it all done in the video. You know how my hands are. I will try to get as much of it done as I can so that you can see how it's made. So, without further ado, these are the yarns I'm using. They are Lily Sugar and Cream yarns, and this one is Crown Jewels. This one is supposedly hot purple, and this one is purple. I don't know. I don't understand why this is hot purple and this is not hot purple, but okay, whatever. Now we're going to put these aside for now because we're going to start with this nice purple here. Okay, so I don't know though. I can't make up my mind if I want to start with this color or yeah, let's start with this color. We're going to start with this color, and then we'll do a variation of the stripes. That does not go there. I'm a little discombobulated, guys. I'm not used to making videos this way. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make ourselves a slip knot kind of thing. So this, now you could do this with a magic circle. I don't like to do a magic circle for this project. So all you do is you make a little loop, you tuck this piece of yarn up through it, and you pull it taut, and then you can insert your needle. Now today we are using a G4 needle. I don't know if you guys, yeah, you can see that. G6 needle, or what is that, G5, 6? Looks like a 6, so we're going to call it a 6. It's a 4.25 millimeter hook, okay? And the reason is I'm making mine smaller than you might want yours because I don't have that big of a table. So here we go. We're going to start off with a slip knot, and then we're going to chain 5 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And then we're going to slip through here and make a circle. And there's our circle. We're going to make a granny square is what we're doing, guys. So then we're going to chain 1, 2, 3. And we're going to now do a double crochet. Okay. Now double crochet is not that hard to do. You insert your needle through the little circle. You pull up a loop. Now you have 3 loops on your hook. You're going to wrap, pull through 2, wrap, pull through 2. That's a double crochet. We'll do it again. Now, as you see, I'm also putting my tail in. I'm covering up my tail with this. So we're going to go through our little circle and pull up a loop. We now have 3 loops on our needle. We're going to wrap, pull through 2, wrap, pull through 2. Now, that is a double crochet. Now, your chain stitch here counts as one of the double crochets, okay? So you actually have 3 now. So we're going to chain 2, and we're going to go back under here and do 3 more double crochets. Wrap, pull through, wrap, pull through, wrap, go through your little loop there, pull through, wrap, pull through. That's 2. We'll make 1 more. We're going to go wrap, pull through 2, wrap, pull through 2. Now we have half of a granny square basically on here. So we're going to make another corner, which is 2 chain stitches. 2 chain stitches, okay? Then we're going to wrap our needle, insert through the little circle again. We're going to wrap and pull through 2, wrap and pull through 2. Wrap. Okay, let's get some more yarn. Sorry about that. I like nice loose yarn. So, okay, so we wrapped our needle. We're going to go through the loop again. We're going to pull up a loop. We're going to wrap and go through 2. Wrap and pull through 2. Okay, now that's half of a shell stitch, this is called. Okay, so we're going to go through our little loop. Wrap. Well, let me do that again so you can see it. Sorry about that. Okay, we're going to wrap our needle. We're going to go through the little hole, pull up a stitch. So we have 1, 2, 3. So we're going to wrap our needle and go through 2, wrap our needle and go through 2 more. Now we have almost 3/4 of a granny square, but we're not done. No, 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 no. We want to chain 2 more to make another corner. Then we're going to wrap our yarn, go through the little hole, pull up the loop, go through 2, and go through 2. Okay? And we're going to do that 2 more times. Go through the little hole, pull up a loop, wrap, pull through 2, wrap, pull through 2. Scoot it over if you have to. We're going to wrap our needle, go through the little hole, pull up the loop. We're going to go through 2 and go through 2. Okay, now you ask, okay, we're here. Now what do we do? Okay, we're going to chain. We're going to put that to the back now. We're going to chain 2 stitches, 2 chain stitches, and then we're going to come over here to our top stitch right there, and we're going to go through and we're going to slip stitch into it. So you have this on your hook right now. You go, oh, let me get it where you guys can see it. Hold on. There we go. Okay, here's your stitch, okay? Your 2 chain stitches, and then you're going to go through this stitch right here, pull it through, and now you have slip stitched into that stitch. So there is the beginning of your granny square, okay? Kind of looks like a little 4-leaf clover almost. So now we're going to go through, we're going to slip stitch all the way over, slip stitch through, okay, to here. At this point, we're going to go through here, and we're going to make a chain stitch. 1, 2, 3. 3 chains. Let me do that again so you can see it, okay? We start out over here with our 2 chains. Okay, here's our 2 chains. Well, that's only 1. Here's 2 chain stitches, okay? Now we're going to go over to our little loop there that is of the 3 that we started with. We're going to go over here to this little loop here. We're going to insert the hook through one of the loops. We're going to pull it through and pull it through the stitch, and that is a slip stitch. And then we're going to slip stitch all the way over here. And to do that, you insert your needle in there, you grab some yarn, you pull it, and you pull it through the loop. I'll do it again. Stick your needle through the stitch, pull up some yarn, pull it through. One more time. Put your needle through the big hole and pull it through. Now you've slip stitched your way all the way over to this open space. So we're going to chain 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to make a shell stitch in here. And that is the double crochet again. Hold on a minute, guys. I got to turn off my heater. It just dawned on me I was sitting dead in front of my heater and I'm sweating. Okay, so. All right. So here we're starting another shell stitch, okay? And what this is going to be, it's like this stitch here. It's like this one, this little area right here in a corner. But this time all of it goes in there. So let me start over again so you guys can see. We start with our slip stitch all the way over to the big hole. We chain 1, 2, 3, okay? 3 chains. Wrap your needle, insert it through that big hole there. You've got the 3. We're going back to the double crochet now. Pull it through 2, wrap, pull it through 2. Wrap your needle, pull it through the hole again. 1, 2, 3 stitches. Wrap your needle, wrap again. Okay, now my yarn's splintered, and sometimes that'll happen. You can either frog the stitch by pulling it out and redoing it, or you can just keep going. It doesn't show. 1, 2 chains, okay? Now we're going to go right back into the same hole again. So we're going to wrap our needle, pull up 2 loops, wrap it again, go through 2 more loops. Wrap your needle, go through the 2 loops, wrap your needle, go through 2 more loops. Wrap your needle one last time. Go through the 2 loops, wrap again, go through the 2 loops. Now, as you see, our little square is starting to come to be, okay? This looks exactly like this one down here, okay? And that's the whole premise of the granny square. Now, I do not chain between my stitches here. A lot of people make a chain and go over to the next one. I don't do that. It makes a tighter granny square if you don't, and I like the tighter granny square. So we're going to skip on over to this next hole, this one right here. This one, as you can see right here, we'll skip over. We're going to wrap our needle. We're going to insert it through the hole. We're going to do 6 double crochet, or 3 double crochets here. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, now, and it does not matter which direction you wrap your yarn around your needle. I do it from either direction according to my arthritic hands' desires. So, okay, we've got our 3 double crochets here. We're going to make 2 chain stitches to make a corner, and then we're going to go right back into the same hole and do that all over again. 3 more double crochets right here. Okay, now you see our square is starting to take shape. We're going to skip there, wrap our needle, go through this little hole. We're going to make 3 more double crochets. And you can make this any size you want. It all depends on the size of the granny square that you make for your project. Now I'm pulling out some more yarn, so I have some. Okay, now I got my 3 double crochets. I'm going to chain 2. 1, 2. I'm going to go through here, through my little hole, pull up the loop, wrap, go through 2, wrap, go through 2. Same thing as we were doing before. And I'm going to do that 3 times again. 1, 2, 3. And you see how the 2 chain stitches make that nice little corner there. See that nice little corner? It automatically makes a nice little corner, or a peak. And then I'm going to hop over to this hole, and I'm going to repeat that shell stitch, because now we're making a shell, kind of. I'm going to make 1, 2, 3 double crochets. I am going to do 2 chain stitches, and then I am going to do 3 more double crochets. All right, now I have come to a place again where we have a gap. And again, I'm not going to do a chain stitch. I'm simply going to hop over here to this stitch, the top of the stitch of the 3 that we made when we started, the chain stitches. I'm going to pull my loop through, pull it through there, and boom. Now I have my square, my beginning of a granny square. And once again, we're going to go over here to this stitch. We're going to slip stitch through all the way over to this hole. We need to get to this hole. So we simply slip stitch our way over. Slip stitch through here. 3 chain stitches. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to start the process all over again. And I will show you how to deal with this little hole right here. Okay, so we're going to make our 3 double crochet here, our 3 double crochet here. Okay, 2 chains. We're doing a corner. Okay, and we're going to do our 3 more double crochet. 1, 2. You can see how jerky my hands are with my arthritis. 3. Okay, now we come to this little hole right here. What do we do with that little hole right there? We're going to put 3 double crochets in it. 1, 2, 3. Now that's all we're going to do to that little hole. That little hole is now forgotten. We forget all about that little guy. We're going to go over here and make another corner, which is 3 double crochets, 2 chain stitches, 3 double crochets. Okay, now we're back to another little hole here in the center of our square. We're going to do the same thing again. Wrap your needle, go in and make 3 double crochets. Now you can make a chain in between that if you like. A lot of people do. I don't. I like a tighter granny square. And there we go. There's our 3 double crochets in that little hole. You can see them right there. Our 3 double crochets. Now, we're going back over here to the other corner. Skip right on over or make a chain if you want. It's up to you. I don't. We're going to do 3 double crochets here. Pull out some more yarn. It doesn't roll. These little cakes don't roll as well as I would like them to. So, and I don't like to unroll them because that hurts my hands too. 3 double crochet, 2 chain, 3 more double crochet to make a corner shell. Okay. All right. Now we're going to go again to this little hole here. We're going to do 3 double crochet. 2, 3. And then we're going to go over here and we're going to make another corner shell. Now we are going to do this for about 6 rows of this granny square. Okay? About 6 rows of this. It depends on how big you want it to be. You can go 7, 8. It depends on how big your table is. Now see, my yarn splintered there. See how it splintered? See it? I'm going to ignore that and I'm going to just crochet that right on in to my project because it will lay down once you crochet it in. See, you can't see it anymore. It's not there anymore. That's because I crocheted it into the project. And there's our corner. Now we're going to go back to this little hole here. Wrap our needle, pull it up through the hole or the space, if you want to call it a space. 3 more double crochet here. Pull out a little bit more yarn. And now here we are. We're back to this again. There's our 3 chains. We're going to go over to the top stitch in our 3 chains, which is this one right here. See? 1, 2, 3. Here's our top stitch. We're going to insert our needle through it. Pull some yarn through, and you have just slip stitched your project. Now there is a granny square. Now you will make a corner here, 3 double crochet in this hole, 3 double crochet in that hole, corner, and you'll keep going around and doing that until your square is the size that you want it to be. There's a pattern for this that I got off of another YouTube channel, but it's really up to you how big or long you make it. You can keep going. You can make it the entire length of your table. It does not matter. It's up to you. That's the beauty of this particular pattern. You can make it as fat, as long as whatever you want it to be. We're going to go 6 rounds, which we have already. We have 1, 2, 3. This is row 4 I'm working on right now. So let's see, 3, skip over to your little hole. You do 3 double crochets in that little space there. Trying to keep it so you guys can see it in the camera. And this is going to be a longish video because I still have a lot of this to do. So you get the drift though. So I will come back once this square is made and show you how to go from there. Hey, we have finished our granny square and this is how it looks. This is how your granny square should look. Now I only have 1, 2, 3, 4 rows because I'm making a small table runner, but you can make it however big you like. Now to close off your project, again, you go through your loop here. This is the 3 crochet that you started out with on this at this row. You go through that, you slip stitch it there. Now I slip stitch it one more time like that. And then I pull up another loop like so. I pull out a generous amount of yarn because I'm going to tuck in this tail. I cut it off. I pull that end off. And then a lot of people just pull it off there and tie it down. I don't. Because I found they come apart really easy in the wash. So I pull it through that loop one more time. And then I close it down with my fingernails and pull it taut. Now, my project is tied off and it's kind of hard to see that little knot thing, especially once you put that end in. You take this tail and weave it in. But we're not going to weave that in right now because you need a yarn needle, and I'll show you how to deal with that in a later video. We're going to change our yarn right now, and we're going to go with the darker purple. Okay, so here we go. You make a loop with your finger, cast on like you normally would your little slip stitch, pull it taut, leave a good amount of tail there so that you can weave it in later. Okay, now what you want to do is start down here at this, right next to your corner, but not in your corner. You will start right down here in your corner, and you're going to slip stitch into this stitch there now. Okay, now I'm slip stitched on, I've casted on my yarn. Now I'm going to chain 3, okay, 1, 2, 3. We're going to do 3 double crochets in this hole, in this space. Skip over 3 double crochets in this one. Let's pull some more yarn out. Sorry about that, guys. 3 double crochets in this one. Three double crochets in this one. A corner in this one, okay? You insert your needle. You're going to do 3 double crochets because you want to make the corner, remember. So it's 3 double crochets, 2 chain stitches, and 3 more double crochets. Now you have made the corner. I screwed up. Look at that. My yarn splintered. So I frogged it, which means pulling the stitch out. And then we're going to go and make 3 more double crochets in that one. Now, we're going to move over some to the next hole, and we're going to do 3 double crochets. We're going to do 3 double crochets. And all I did here was I changed color. As you can see, now I'm working with a solid purple instead of the Royal Crown or the Crown Jewels that I was working with. And then we're going to come down here and we are going to stop. Yes, we are going to stop here. That's as far as this row goes. So now we are going to turn around. Actually, what we're going to do is we're going to chain stitch 1. We're going to go over to this stitch here, doing a slip stitch. Then we're going to chain into this one. That's wrong. That is a wrong stitch. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to remember the pattern off the top of my head. We're going to slip stitch through that one. We're going to do 1, 2, 3 chains here, okay? And then in this hole, this one that we cast onto, we are going to do 2 more double crochets like this, okay? Now that looks a little bit loose, but it will lay down. Well, okay, let's go and take that one and take that down by 1. I think I had a 3rd one in there, so let's do 2 double crochets. And see how it makes those nice points there? That's what you're looking for, is those nice points. So we're going to go over to the next one. We're going to do 3 double crochets here. And I will meet you back when I get to the other side. Okay, here we are at the other side. We're done. We have 2 rows, and that's all I'm going to make is 2 rows on this. Okay, so now here we are. We're going to fasten off this work. We're going to make a crochet stitch, and we're going to pull it through. Well, we need to make, let's see, yeah, that's a single. I'm going to come through here like this, pull out some yarn. We're going to cut it off, pull that one out. And we're going to fasten that one down hard. Now that will be sewn into the project, but that's how you do that. Now we're going to go to the other side of this. We're going to make a crochet loop. Okay, we have cast on our needle. We're going to start in this hole next to the corner. You see the corner? We're going to start right here in this hole. We're going to do a slip stitch to get to cast on. Okay, now I've cast it on. It's 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to do 3 double crochets in this hole here. And basically what we're going to do is what we did on this side, the same exact process. We're going to go down to this hole. We're going to do 2 rows, then we're going to stop. We're going to add another fabric here, or another color here, which I'm going to go back to this color here. And I'm going to do this, but you skip a hole. You see the corner here? You skip to this hole. Now, I don't know if I can make the entire project with you, because if I do at my speed, it's going to be a 2-hour-long video. But and all we're doing is the same thing we did on the other side. And I will come back when I have finished this side. Okay, here we are done. We're going to tie off this end like so, like I showed you before. Make a good size loop so you have plenty of yarn to tie into your project. Then we're going to cut it here. Now again, you will have to weave in all these ends. There's multiple methods to do it on YouTube. I have my own way of doing it. You guys may have your own way of doing it, and that's fine and dandy, but there's a lot of ends to this. So we're going to turn it this way now, and you see how it's making these nice little ridges as we go all along here. You have your nice little ridges. So then the next thing I'm going to do, and I'm going to change yarn again. I'm going to change yarn again, and I'm going to throw this yarn in my bucket. That's how I control it on this table. I usually sit in a chair and crochet, but I'm doing it at a table today so I can demonstrate to you guys how it's done. So now I'm going to make a loop, just like I always have. Insert my needle. Now, instead of starting here, we're going to start in this hole right here, okay? That's one away from our three crochets right there. So we're going to start in this one. We're going to slip stitch in. Then we're going to make our 3 chain stitches. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to do the same thing over again. 3 double crochets all the way up to the corner. Let me pull out some more yarn. All the way up to the corner. But each time you start, you skip, as you see here. When you started, you skipped that and you went into the hole next to the corner. You skipped, when you started here, you skipped this and went in there. Here, you skipped that. Well, I'm not saying this correctly. You did your 3 crochets, but when you cast on, you skipped up to here. You skip a stitch each time. Let's say, okay, on this one, I skipped that stitch. On this one, I skipped that stitch. Now, when I put the other color in, I'll go to this stitch. That way, you have this nice little little kind of a zigzag appeal to it. So, and over here, we're going to do the same thing again. We're going to do 3 double crochets all the way over to the corner. Each time you add a new color, you skip a hole and start in a later one. And you will notice that you get thinner and thinner as you go. As you go, you'll get a little bit thinner each time. That's okay. I'm making an exceptionally small table runner today. Yours could be much, much bigger. It can cover the entire table if you wanted to. It can just cover a couple of, feet, a couple of inches. Doesn't matter. You make it the size you want it, depending on the size of your granny square. Now, see, that's the whole thing here. The bigger your granny square is, the bigger your table runner is going to be. So, we're going to go over here, and I'm going to do the exact same thing with this color that I did with the solid purple. I'm just going to make 2 rows here and 2 rows over there. But I am going to stop at this hole here. Instead of going all the way over to here, I'm going to stop at that hole there. So this is the last shell that I'm going to make, because I'm going to stop and turn around and go back the other direction. Okay, here we are. Now you chain 1 here, and you want to slip stitch all the way over. Whoops, okay. Somehow my yarn got all weird. Slip stitch through here, slip stitch through here, and then slip stitch into this, and then go up 1, 2, 3 chains, okay? And then you start all over, and you're going back the opposite direction. And you do 3, your chain 3 and 2 double crochets, and then you're going to do 3 double crochets in this one. And I will meet you when I'm done. Okay, everyone, here is the finished. I went ahead and finished it from the tutorial that we started, and I've done all the winding in of my ends except for this one. And I want to show you how I did that. Now, I have a metal needle, which it's a big eye needle. I guess these are darning needles. I'm not sure what. You can buy them at your local stores, Joann's and all that, Hobby Lobby. And this is my favorite, my very, very favorite, hold on, my very, very favorite needle threader. The reason is it will thread all sizes of yarn into your needle. I love that. So what I do is I insert my threader like so, and I take my thread and I just put it on the hook and I just pull it straight through, just like that. I want just a little bit at the end there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to sew this in, okay? Just like that. Now we're going to go that way, we're going to turn it, and we're going to go back the other way. And what that does is locks it in. And if you go through the yarn, as you notice, I went through a piece of yarn there, okay? Right there, sorry, it was out of frame. Right there, I went through a piece of yarn. That will help when you wash your project, okay? Let's go through there. And we're going to go one more time through here and out there, and boom. Then we're going to cut off our yarn. Sorry, I'm out of frame again. We're going to cut off our yarn, and there you go. The finished project. that is the table runner, folks, from the beginning. And as you remember, we cut off on here, and all it is, it's a granny square here, and then you start off at one of your holes, and you go that way, turn around, come back, go that way. You can keep with the same yarn and do the whole thing that way. It doesn't matter. But I like to do it multicolored like this. I hope this was helpful, guys, because I really suck at tutorials. And this is going to be the very last tutorial I ever do, because I'm really bad at tutorials. So, until next time, this is Lady De Winter reminding you, you're never too old to game, but you might just be bad at tutorials. So, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye for now.